Hi everyone, I'm here today with Virag, who's a naturopath and a friend. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Pleasure.
I just wanted to start with what inspired you to become a naturopath?
Well, it was a bit of I kind of got half pushed into it. So it was during GFC, and I got made redundant from my office job, which was an executive level marketing.
Mm.
And essentially, I was in a job that I wasn't really feeling on the inside, and I've always wanted to pursue natural health, and I just couldn't get a job in my field at all. So instead of wasting my time applying for more and more jobs, I decided to enroll in a course and just see where it takes me. And that's pretty much what I've been interested in health, and I've always had a really strong connection to food and the healing properties of it and natural medicine ever since a very young age. So it just became like a really natural progression for me.
That's awesome. So you turned something that could have been seen as a scary situation into an opportunity to pursue a passion of yours.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great timing.
Yeah, some because I know there's been situation recently where people have been made redundant in the TV industry. There's been about 100 jobs that have been made redundant, and it's obviously a very scary time for people. So hopefully they can draw some inspiration from the way you approached it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and how has your job been rewarding for you?
Well, it's just beautiful. I mean, so many nice stories where people, by losing weight, have gained confidence. Ladies became pregnant who have had trouble for many years and started families. People's overall health improved. People have weaned off some medications. People essentially just fit into their clothes more comfortably, gave them more confidence, some more energy to play with their kids or just to pursue their dreams. So it's just a really rewarding industry to be working in. I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, that's amazing because you hear that medications in general just have so many side effects, and to be able to have a child, like if you've been struggling, it's you're really changing people's lives. That's pretty awesome. Can you share a case of a client who had low self-esteem and how you helped to transform?
Yeah, so this lady came to see me. She was a young 28-year-old lady, and she had quite severe acne. So after drilling a little bit deeper, we found out that the root cause of it was histamine. So all those inflammatory foods, all those yummy things like coffee and chocolate and red wines and all those indulgent, beautiful things. Unfortunately, she had to give up for the time being and
Right.
put her on a set of herbs and just a very clean, simple detox regime. And after 4 weeks, her acne had cleared up to the point where she didn't even have to wear any makeup, not even mineral makeup. So her confidence just shot up through the roof. She was able to go down to the beach, which is one of her favorite things to do, and she just didn't have to worry about it at all. So that was one of the most significantly visible, so visible to the eye. Yeah.
Wow. And that was mainly through food choices and beverage choices.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was all a lot of it was lifestyle as well. So she incorporated some yoga and some gentle exercise with toxin elimination, but predominantly it was food choices. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite powerful when you think of it.
Yeah.
And what's one of your favorite go-to foods or drinks? Or both?
Yeah, well, I'm a big quinoa fan. It sounds like such a stereotypical naturopathic food, but instead of rice, I have quinoa. It's packed full of antioxidants and it's gluten free. It's actually a seed. It's not a grain. So
Mm.
anyone who's on a paleo diet or an anti-inflammatory diet can enjoy quinoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's got lots of minerals and vitamins, and you can make it sweet into like a quinoa porridge. You can make salads with it. You can add it as a side next to your meat. So that's one of my go-tos. I have it about twice a week or 3 times a week sometimes.
No, it's not that excessive. Is it acidic though? Like I'm not sure if I read somewhere that it can be a bit acidic.
Depends how you prepare it. So,
Okay.
essentially, when you soak it, it does have those little protective things outside of the actual seed, and that's to protect the plant. And we have to actually soak it for a couple of hours and then drain the water really
Um,
well. Otherwise, we can't access the nutrients, but also that can be acidic in itself when it's just cooked straight up from the packet.
Good to know. I will
Yeah.
incorporate more quinoa. And with your expertise, what are three tips that you'd give to boost confidence for women and, to help with their well-being as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I would probably start out by drinking more water. So cheers to that. So we are at around about 70 to 80% water, and I just read a really interesting statistic that as we age, our water levels actually decline. And the majority, I mean, it's to do with stress, it's to do with oxidative stress in our environment, but it's also due to severe, moderate dehydration that a lot of people go through every single day.
Right.
So, water is the catalyst for many reactions in our body. So it provides a lot of energy as well. So it makes our skin look very plump and very nice. It's like a natural Botox.
Not the
So
lips, just the skin. Right. Okay.
it helps brain function. It helps with weight loss. So without water, there's no weight loss either. So it helps with just about every single function in our body. So water, about 2 to 3 liters of water, depending on how
Mm,
active the person is.
awesome. And, I've heard as well, like adding a bit of lemon juice to water is helpful. Is that good for the metabolism? Is it good for detox?
All of the above.
Okay.
All of the above, yeah. So lemon is actually alkalizing when it
Mm,
enters our bloodstream. So even though it's acidic when we first squeeze it, it actually turns into alkalizing. So it helps to gently detoxify our tissues very, very gently. So we're going to have those crazy die-off effects and crazy running to the loo or anything like that.
that's nice. Gentle. Slow but
Very gentle.
steady.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. And your second of your three tips.
The second one would be sugar. So
Have a lot of it.
yeah, yeah, loads. No. So reducing sugar, essentially, with sugar, there's a lot of inflammation in our body. So basically, it can exacerbate any kind of inflammatory reactions, such as skin conditions or arthritis or any of those kinds of conditions.
Mm.
Any injuries, it actually makes it worse. It also can feed those yeast infections. So when we have less of it, obviously those a lot of those things improve as well. And
Mm.
abdominal weight, sugar contributes to the fats accumulation around the belly region as well.
Right.
So by reducing or eliminating refined sugars, essentially we're freeing ourselves from all of these things.
Yeah, and I've heard it's like it can be so addictive. Don't they say it's more addictive than cocaine? Have you heard
I
that?
heard that, yeah, it actually stimulates the same pathway in our brain, so that reward pathway. So
Mm.
yeah, when we have a little bit of refined sugar together with fats, it actually stimulates that I want more, I want more, I want more. So
Yeah, the vicious cycle.
that's chocolate.
Yeah, the 3 p.m., as well. Everyone in the office is like, "Rrr, I need to pick me up." So,
That's right, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, so it would be better to just substitute it for some healthier choices at that
Mm,
point.
would be like a piece of fruit, do you think?
Yeah, a piece of fruit, some nuts, some glass of water with lemon. That's what you mentioned as well. There's a
Mm.
few beautiful herbs like ginsengs and things like that that are natural pick me ups in the afternoon as well.
That's a good idea. Instead of getting that sweet hit, you're replacing it with
Yeah,
something that's a healthy boost without the crash afterwards.
that's exactly right. And you just keep going until you're ready to go to bed.
Sounds great. Okay, so the third tip.
The third tip would be to know your intolerances and allergies. So a lot of people are. They actually found. I read a study the other day. 1 in 4 Australians chooses not to have gluten or dairy. So that's quite a high proportion.
That
Whether
is.
it's an intolerance or an allergy, not sure, but that's basically what was found out. So just being aware of these things, obviously, when we are intolerant to those substances, it can create a lot of bloating, gassiness, and just not being able to fit in our favorite clothes as well.
Yeah.
Well as just feeling fatigued and lethargic and potentially sneezing all the time as well. So it's good to know
Mm.
what we're allergic to or if we have an intolerance to any of those substances as well.
That's awesome because I do remember I had issues with like energy at one point, and I was told to do this trial and elimination test where I'd have a lot of dairy for a few days, see how I felt, and then have no dairy at all for a few days.
Yeah.
And doing that with dairy and then doing that with wheat, I just realized I do have a response to it that I just feel bloated, I get headaches, feel really tired, and I've minimized and basically eliminated most of wheat products and dairy. And but the
Yeah.
great thing is there's so many replacements. Like I think maybe like you said, if 1 in 4 people in Australia aren't having that stuff, they need to have something to replace us. They're not feeling like they're missing out on the good stuff.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many beautiful recipes out there, like especially the paleo community. They have loads of recipes that cater especially for the dairy and the grain-free people. There are
Mm.
lots of coconut substitutes, coconut yogurts, and there's quinoa breads and rye, like lots of different types of breads as well that are out on the market, which are gluten-free, which are not packed with sugars and genetically
Yeah.
modified corns and things like that. So it's better to go to a good bakery, or I really like going to Harris Farm and going getting their ancient grains bread,
Oh,
which
nice.
is totally gluten and yeast free, and it's beautiful. You can have it fresh, you can toast it, you can use it however you want.
I'm gonna try that. I've been
Yeah,
getting into the coconut flour and trying to make my own bread with like chia seeds and coconut flour, and that's turned out pretty good. But I wouldn't mind trying the ancient grain. Have someone else make it for me.
that's right. Every now and then, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, your tips are awesome. Thank you. And lastly, can you share one of your favorite quotes?
I'll have to read this one out,
Yeah, go for
so that I read it out properly.
it.
So it's by Wayne Dyer.
I love Wayne
And
Dyer.
he says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Oh, I love
So
that.
that's one of my favorites, especially for people with food intolerances or when people are going through dietary modifications or lifestyle modifications, rather than seeing the change as an obstacle, seeing the change as an opportunity. And that's something that's really inspired a lot of my clients as well as myself going through a lot of health challenges.
That's so powerful. It's like, seeing the glass as half full and you're giving yourself a gift of healthfulness and energy, vitality. That's
Yeah,
so good. That's very inspiring. Thank you.
my pleasure.
Is there
Thank you.
anything? My pleasure. Is there anything you'd like to add, or shall I pop a link to your Facebook or website, for people to contact you?
Absolutely. I've got an Instagram page as well. So if people are interested in some breakfast idea tips, I'm a big breakfast and fresh fruit antioxidant kind of a girl. So if people are interested in those quirky facts and like some ideas, then Instagram is a good way to follow me. There's also a little bit about myself on the one pager on the website that I'm sure you'll put up soon.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll put both those details up. Thanks so much for your time today.
My pleasure, Amelia.
All right, take
Bye.
care, Dee. Bye.